Now that you've designed your senior solar sprint car and done a great job to get to this far, it's important now to document what you've accomplished and what you've done. And this documentation is critical for when you're applying for a job, applying for a college scholarship, showing teams in college what you're capable of doing. Like, for example, if you were to join the Formula SAE team or to do the cross-country solar challenge where you build cars that actually you can sit in and drive across the country. All of this is important to have documentation of what you've done so you can show your competencies and skills. And most importantly, you can show your competency and skills if you're going to go to work for an employer who is going to pay you a very good salary for your design knowledge and capabilities. So it's important to document this. I'm going to do this by creating a drawing or sets of drawings of all the major components on the solar sprint car. So right now I've got the car oriented in the back view. I'm going to go ahead and go to a three-dimensional view and go to what we see as a front view here, but actually we'll call this the right view on the car. So, or excuse me, the left view in the car. So let's go ahead and create a drawing. To make it less complicated, I would turn that off. Kind of center the drawing up here, center the model up here. I'm going to come over here and do File, and I'm going to create new drawing from Design. Okay, it's important to understand that in the United States we're primarily using what's called ASME, the American Society for Mechanical Engineers. We use that standard. We're going to keep it in millimeters, and we're going to go from an A size down to a B size. Let's make sure we're set to landscape as you see here, and we're going to hit OK. Now, what Fusion is going to do, it's going to go out there and open up a new, what looks like a new file, which actually it is a new file. And as you can see here, it's opening up the design view of, it's opening up the how to create a drawing in there. Now, if you notice over here, it's got the model attached to my cursor. But over here, what's important is we want to try to get this to be the largest scale that we can. I'm going to go ahead and click it here for now. But I'm going to come over here and see what it looks like at, say, 1/4 inch scale. That's pretty good. Let's just keep going and see how high we can get this thing before we don't overrun our page. We'll go to 1/2 inch scale. I'm kind of liking that. That looks really good. We're going to hit OK. So we hit OK. It gives us a drawing view of our car. It doesn't give a shaded model or anything like that. And this is typically what someone would be looking for in an engineering drawing. So for now, what I'm going to do is we're going to start dimensioning out this vehicle. So let's get started. So I'm going to come up here and select dimension, and I'm going to grab this corner here and grab this corner here, and it pretty well places it the way I want it, which is 338 millimeters. Now I'm going to click on that. Now before I get too much further into this, I want you to come over here and look at sheet settings. Let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, so it's showing us the sheet settings here. Then you have document settings, which this also is pretty important as well. So you can come over here and click on dimensional units. I'm going to click on this right here, and it's going to open up my dimensional units. For precision, I always go to 4 decimal places. I do that for linear dimensions. I do that for angular, and then in my units, I can go ahead and select alternate units, but I'm not going to do that. But for linear precision on that, if I did, I would select it to 4 positions. So that looks pretty good right there. Now, let's go ahead and look at the next thing we can dimension on this. Probably what we want to get is the height. Now, this is going to be a bit of a challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my dimensions, and let me come back to this in a moment. Now, we initially did our first dimensions using this command up here, and you can hit that with your D key as it's showing there. Hit the D key. Now I'm going to come down here, and then there's another dimension called linear dimension, and it measures the horizontal and vertical distance between 2 points and creates a dimension by selecting the edge or by selecting 2 points. We're going to use that one. So in this one, I'm going to come up here and grab this, and I'm going to come down here and grab this point at the base of the wheel. So as you can see here, it puts that dimension in. And notice also the 4 precision, the 4-digit precision that you see right here. And that looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is roll up here to this. I've got the height now in, and I've got the length in. But I probably want to put a few more dimensions in. Like one of the ones that I'm always interested in is the wheelbase dimension, which is from the center here. I'll come over here to the center here, and we'll come down, and that gives us our basic wheelbase dimension. Okay, that looks nice. Why not we go ahead and give ourselves an overall base dimension of the car here and the car here. So I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to go to this right here, and what we're going to do is going to come down to right here. Now, so that gives me the end of the motor to the end of the front wheel there, which is pretty good. I like that. But right now we've got pretty much the most, what I call gross dimensions, the overall dimensions of the car that we need to see, so for our car to be judged and entered into the competition. So let's go ahead and add some more information to this. Since I worked at NASA, I always like to refer to things at NASA. And by the way, the first car that was ever driven on the moon, which yes, there was a car driven on the moon, was actually an electric vehicle. So this kind of makes that kind of nostalgic for myself. Now, the head of the astronaut corps was a guy named Deke Slayton, and during the Apollo mission era, Deke Slayton was head of the astronauts. So I'm going to put his name in, and then I'm going to come over here and give it a date. I'm going to work on today's date, which is 07/08/2025. Okay, so that's today's date. So let's simplify this a little bit. Let's just go ahead and say 7 instead of the 0. Kind of gives us a little more room. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight this because I'm going to use it for the rest of it. Highlight that, Control C. I'm going to come down here to Control V on that. And the guy that was I worked with, who was head of the astronaut corps when I was at Johnson Space Center, was a guy named Jim Lovell, famous from the Apollo 13 moon mission that had a tragedy where the spacecraft was disabled, and they were able to safely get the Jim Lovell and his crew were safely able to get the Apollo 13 capsule back to Earth. So we've got that in there. And for drawing number, let's just roll this out here, and I'm going to say, I'm going to modify this frame assembly. I'm going to come down here, and actually I'm going to come down here to the title where it says title 2, and I'm going to say side view. That would actually be the right side view, even though in the drawing we said front. No big deal. Okay, and then on this right here, I'm going to come in here and put SSSC V8, and I'm going to say ASM for assembly, right view. And since this is our first one, we're going to put rev on there as A. Say rev 1, actually. We'll go with rev A. Okay. Got that. So that's our rev. Now, I don't have an actual weight on this, and so we can come back to that later and add it. But for right now, let's go ahead and put some information in here about this. So we'll come up here and get our text block. We'll just draw ourselves a text block right in here, and click on that. And we're going to say materials, colon, and I'm going to say balsa wood, comma, PLA filament, comma, that we construct this with. PLA filament, oh yeah, TPU filament. I'm just going to put a parentheses in here and say wheels, tires. Okay, and then we're going to do a comma, carbon fiber, axles, capitalize the A in the axles. We'll come over here and say electrical components. Oh wait, we forgot one more type of wood. We're going to say 3mm bass plywood and electrical components. Hopefully I spelled that correctly. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good for now. And if we want, we can come back to the assembly here and hopefully it'll bring that assembly up. I'm not sure, but let me check and see if I can get the actual overall weight of this. We'll come back to this in a moment. Okay, I went ahead and brought up the assembly here, as you see. Now, the way to find out what the weight is, now again, this is very subjective, so we'll go to a right mouse click and we'll say properties. And what it's going to do is open up the properties dialog here, and it's going to go out there and it's going to find the weight. Now, it's processing, it's as stated it is right now. It's working to try to figure out what that weight is. Now, I had done this earlier, and it came in quite heavy. And I think the reason it came in quite heavy is that it does not account for things like the actual, like right here it says it's 2,695 grams. Well, if you go and do a conversion of that, that would probably be roughly 5 pounds. So that's not realistic. So what we're going to do in our class is that we'll have a gram scale, and we can take and we can put the we can put our Solar Sprint car on the gram scale and get an actual weight of it. Now, why are you saying that this is, not this heavy? Well, there's a lot of things. One is that we use as a property type, we use this maple, when actually we're using balsa wood when we actually create it. The second thing is, if you look at the 3D components here, on the 3D components, those are actually, we use a percentage of fill. So we may not use 100% fill on this. We may be using more like 8% or 15% at the max. And then the same applies to all the other components out here. For example, the gears may be very light, whereas the wheels may be a little more thicker with filament on the infill. Same thing on the frame rails that you see right here in suspension rails. They're going to be heavier. The other thing is, let's look at the motor. The motor itself could be, it's probably looking at it as a solid piece of steel. Well, it's not solid. There's actual components inside of that. Same could be said about the battery pack as well. So that's why it's important for us to go ahead and get ourselves an actual accurate measurement by putting it on the gram scale. So with that said, let's go back to our drawing. So in our drawing, what we want to do is we'll come down here and we'll make a note. I'll double click on this title block to open it up, and we'll say to be weighed. Okay, to be weighed. That's going to give us our actual weight on it. Okay, we'll come back to this in a moment. Okay, now that we've got pretty much most of this put in there, I'm going to come over here and make another note in this right here. I'm going to put an actual, go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to edit that text. Let's roll out here. I'll put another text block in, go from right there over, and I'm going to say in this electrical components, solar panel, supplied by solar made. And I'll just say comma, we'll assume they're a corporation. Okay, so this looks pretty complete, and this is, again, I'm going to try to move this up just a little bit, kind of center it more. So you always look at the readability of your drawings. Like, you may want to come in and change some of these dimensions as far as their leader lines and that kind of stuff. Like right here, I may want to lower that just to make the drawing much more readable. When I was at Johnson Space Center, one of the key things that our management always stressed was you got to understand that a drawing may be being read by an astronaut in space. And when the space shuttle was actually in orbit, it was traveling 17,500 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. And so, time in essence is important for an astronaut to do his job. Additionally, reading information for a task that he has to perform on that space mission was vitally important. So the legibility of your drawings is very important. So that's why I moved these dimensions around, centered the drawing up more. So let's go ahead and save our file. We're going to save our file, and I'm going to, instead it says frame assembly, I'm going to come up here and add to that right view. Okay. I'm going to highlight all this, do a copy on that, and then I'm going to come over here and hit save. Now, once it's saved, what we need to do is we'll need to come over here and export that as a PDF. Now, I'm going to export this And I'm going to open that PDF so I can see it. I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to come over here and put this in my folder called SSSC V8 on my computer. Now I'm using Apple iCloud Drive for my iPhone, so I have that stored in that folder, online folder, or cloud, let's put it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and save. Before I hit save though, make sure you see where it says Right View version 1. Hit save, and it should come out there and open up your drawing. Now what I do, because of our network at school, is I'll go ahead and collapse this, I'll collapse that, and so we can see our PDF file. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up a folder, and I'm going to come in and open up my folder. I'm going to drag this over here so you can see it. And here's my folder, and I'm going to go find that drawing itself. Now I don't see it in here. I'm going to do a refresh on my folder. Let me see if I can find it. And there it is right there. Now I'm going to right mouse click on this, and I'm not going to open this up in Acrobat. I'm going to come down here and open it up with Google Chrome. So I'll hit that and it opens up my drawing, whatever this is. I'm going to say no. So there's my drawing opened up in Google Chrome. The reason I do that is I can print from Google Chrome faster and better than I can print from Acrobat. For some reason I actually can't print from Acrobat based on my printer. So the printer we're going to be using in school is the same one I have here at home. So I have this Brother multifunction printer that they're calling here, this L2690 DW. So I'm going to go ahead and hit print on that and get my drawing. So once you get your drawing, my printer is now printing. Once you get your drawing, you want to go ahead and put your drawing into a section in your engineering portfolio binder for Senior Solar Sprint Car version 8. You'll have a folder in there, a tab in there, a section in your folder, or a section in your binder called SSSC V8, and you'll have that, and you'll have your drawings inside of it. Okay, let's see if this drawing turned out pretty good. Well, I'm looking at it right here, and yes, it turned out really nice. This would be a great portfolio piece to have in your binder to show professors, future employers, and possibly even clubs at school, and also just anybody who wants to see your skills and what you're capable of doing. Okay, we're going to stop for now, and we're going to move on to doing our next drawing, which will be the front view of this car. So we'll continue on.